Hey everyone, how you doing today? Thought I'd do a quick update on this platform CV base thing, and then kind of try to work out some more things here. So I didn't work on it a whole heck of a lot the last few days, but I did have to figure out a lot of pathing issues and other things going on with this, trying to come up with a way to make it all work. Again, it's a little weird because it sits off the ground, makes it difficult to get into the ship from the ground or the base, I guess, depending on how you're using it when you first get it in. And then I wanted to fit a lot of big parts like turbines and things like that. So right now, if we go into the interior area, well, here, I'll just show you what the body is currently looking like. And it needs a lot of work yet. So there's a lot of things not going in there. A lot of the stuff I just kind of placed there, trying to figure out exactly where I'm going to put that and make it work. So what I ended up doing for ground access, and it was suggested in the comments to use ladders. So I did that. So we've got a ladder on either side of the creation, not in the corners. I decided not to do the ladders on the actual legs because that was just going to be problematic, and the legs don't necessarily tie into any places that would go into the interior. So I figured a ladder on each side might work out better. So basically, if you're on the ground, and I could lower this ladder down a little bit too. I probably will have to do that. It's a bit of a jump right now to get on it. But you can come up to this level here. Now in here I've just got kind of placeholder parts. I got to build up things around them. Like over here we got some plasma turbines. A couple of the large ones. A couple of them, the whole stack of the medium ones over here. But I got to make this these areas look really good, hopefully eventually. And then you're into the interior space, and you can kind of see where some of those would be a little bit visible from the inside. So on this side of the room is all the production stuff that was done in the previous video. So that is really pretty much unchanged. But what I was basically doing is trying to figure out how to get this to connect to the module bay as well as the ladders. And it might even have another part that it connects to down over here, and that's going to be some like HV landing bay ramp things. And I might just extend like a pathing or some kind of walk path down from here to access those that may sit kind of below this area, a bit below your main production area. So basically you can get in and out of this thing. Right now, the two side doors with the ladders, and then there's another area here that goes up to the flight deck area. So, or the big landing pad on the top of the ship. So that's kind of where it's at right now. I did do a lot of miscellaneous things with blocks. I've been editing certain blocks in certain places. Now, the general rule that I'm doing this thing with materials is I'm trying to keep the inner shell built of steel, where the production is and where you would be most of the time and all that. But a lot of the other things, like these side areas and things like that, are going to be mostly probably carbon and around the module bay and things like that as well. So I did fit the module bays actually working pretty good. I don't know why the back feet are off the ground over here. But other than that, I didn't even notice that. That's kind of where it's at. So also on the ceiling here too, I was just trying to plan out some potential part placements with small turbines and generators of the smaller type. And I got all this room over here for other parts. And I can dig into the floor too. So if I got to put in a part that's bigger than 2 blocks tall, I can do that, which is kind of neat. So what I figured I'd do today is start to try to get a grasp on the production area here. So I started this with the last video several days ago now. And kind of wanted to get a lot of pathing out of the way before I really continued too much with the build, and that was a confusing mess trying to figure out how to make things work. So this part, I want to make this part pretty, with blocks at least. So I don't know about the texturing part of it right now, but I got to figure out like a theme to go around everything here that will look all right. And I keep on turning my light off. Not sure if that bright light's helping or not. All right, so yeah, let's try to build some kind of framework kind of things going in here and trim Really want this stuff to look as nice as I can get it to look, of course. But, here, I better turn off symmetry, too. Oh, I think it is off. Yeah, it is off. Okay. So all this is, like, completely asymmetrical inside of here, too. The whole inside is asymmetrical. In fact, a lot of things on the ship are asymmetrical. I think we'll see how that turns out in the end. Hopefully that works. Alright, so... God, now that's just too bright. So let's try to do some trim around some of these and see how that's going to turn out. I'm going to put some kind of small wedge block thin borders here. Let's just do this row for now and see how that comes out before going to some of the other constructors. And there's this block here, which will tie in with the blocks I just placed. Let's try to put these up along there. I did the same thing with the Makar with its production. Maybe this will be some kind of sister ship or something like that to it. It does have similarities to the Makar, but it is different too. So yeah, now we got some trim along there on that side. Now one thing I do try to do though is keep a spot right here so I can place an LCD for the controller. I usually like to put LCDs over the controller, just saying what they are, what controller number, or if they're ammo or standard or harvest, and how much they store. That's typical. Okay, so we did that there. Let's I'm going to try something different here though. Let's see how this turns out. I'm going to try to use the inverted version of the same part up on the top here. See if that, oh, I can't, where I got those small constructors, that would kind of screw that up right there. Yeah, let's try to do it on the rest of this. So yeah, it could probably look all right if it's painted up and things like that. Now in the center here, what I really did want to do is do some beams, but nothing really lines up where the stuff is right now, but maybe that won't matter. And also I can do a lot with the ceiling too, with digging into that, trying to add some detail there. So here, let's try to put in, I don't know, some kind of beam. I could go across the top. Maybe. I don't know if that's going to look right. Here, I tell you what, let's, I'm going to go to steel blocks, and I'm going to dig into the ceiling here a little bit and change a lot of these blocks. Try to create some kind of formations above here. That, and they're not really going to play well with the inside room, but they're going to be kind of like a sub-layer of some kind of detail there, hopefully. I'm going to go pretty simple with this. And we're going to use some of these wedge, or some of these kinds of blocks. Just want to rotate them so I can texture them the way I want to, basically. I think that's the right direction. Let me just test that because I'm going to put a lot of these in. I'll typically do that. Okay, so that's independent from the other side texture there. If you have it rotated the wrong way, it won't be. Then you lose all that potential detail area there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is let's do some random formations here. Let's say we do 3 rows of blocks like that there. And I'll skip a line here, and then let's do another 3 here. Like that. So that's given some kind of detail up there. Okay, so we're skipping that row. Let's do this row. And I might kind of run that across the other side. It's basically, I'm trying to make the deck look like it's got a lot more going on up there rather than just a flat ceiling kind of thing. So, alright, so we got a little bit of that. I still want to do something here, though, on the inside. Let's go back to carbon. There's not a lot of parts that fit here. I'm going to steal one of those. And maybe just try to run those like that. The only thing I don't like is this corner is all kind of screwed up because I got those small constructors there. And I'm seeing this row of cargo extensions, which kind of needs to be there to make this go through, but I'm actually half tempted to move that around a little bit so I can finish the, I don't know, this facing with the constructors there. So here, tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to steal one of these, put it down here so I can have to select that part later again. I'm going to get rid of these for now, and let's get rid of these cargo extensions for now too. What do we got going on one more block forward? I think we can move this. I think I can get rid of this band of blocks here. I can fix that so you don't see them. Let's get rid of that one. And now I'm going to try. I'm just basically trying to move this row back. It's going to kind of put it close there, but okay. So technically speaking, I think we added 2 more cargo extensions to it. So I'd probably want to remove 2 cargo extensions as well somewhere. So it looks like they are. Let's get rid of those 2 that are on the front. Yeah, I think so. Okay, so let's put some steel blocks there for the time being. So now I think that, yeah, that should be this controller. This controller should be 320 even. And now we've got room to put those constructors back 1 block row. And that was the whole point of this. Now how do I have these orientated? Let's flip these upside down too. Guess it doesn't really matter. Actually, I think I look better where I had it. Now this is upside down, I think. Okay. Alright, so let's get one of these blocks. We can finally put that in here. Okay, so we got the blocks in the center on the 3 of these as well. Definitely try to use this for some kind of decorative something or other. I'm thinking what could work here is this kind of rare block here. There's nothing that really lines up to it, but you could go like that and create like something in the middle. A little decorative thing above each like constructor area here. I have to figure out how to paint that in the end. That kind of looks a little sci-fi. That's kind of the point. Okay, and we got a lot of blocks we can put up on the ceiling here. Maybe there'll be some like I don't know, some thin pipes or something up there. That could probably really work. And then you got this layer of blocks on the other side of that, so it's kind of like a double layer setup. But I want to do the facing on the other side here real quick. Try to keep it fairly universal on how it's done across the production area. So over here is a different can of worms though. So different setup. Let's do one of those. Something like this. Yeah, maybe I should just leave that open right across there, not try to put a wall in the middle. I think that might work out. So I'll run those across that way. And let's do the same thing with the blocks on the top. Keep it in formation. So over on this side here too, we do have some more room. So I think what I'm going to do is expand this out a little bit right there, but I think that'd be actually an excellent place for some utility stuff. So it's just maybe like some, I don't know, armor repair and that kind of thing would fit there well. That there. Yes, get one of these, put that here, and probably here. We'll probably do the same thing on this side here too. So get one of them in place. Something like that. And yeah, actually on this side over here too, we'll also have room for some utility function right there. Which, yeah, there's definitely enough of that to put in. Armor lockers, getting in a medical bay too in here, and a core room, and parts for larger generators and things like that. Okay, so far I kind of liking how this is coming out. more or less. Got to figure out how to tie it into this end area here too, which is kind of like it's not centered well there. Alright, okay, so formation up over here too for universal constructors. So I'm going to try to go with the same general look and theme here, but it is wider. So I think I'm going to have to do like 2 of these. I can't do a straight one right across because there's not like a block to fit in between 2 of these, basically. Okay, so now this last part here is kind of a mess. So how do we deal with this? I can do a curve here. We've got these blocks, so we can kind of go around like that, and then yeah, put something here. I'll just put a regular block there for now, but it could be replaced with something or just texture it differently. Got a bit of a round area there. Let's get a block in here too. So where it's really falling apart though is this part here. This isn't lining up to the hallway, and that's kind of a problem. So I'm wondering, should I try to move the controller? Well, I got to keep all these parts in here. Let's try to build up a frame around these here. Yeah, this is just weird in this section here. So maybe that frame shouldn't be there. And then it probably wouldn't look so bad. Okay, so this leaves room for LCDs in front of the controllers. Alright. I think we're okay with this. I'm going to do something right there, though. Just put that in. And we're going to need another little corner block thing here. And maybe I'll just run that right up to there, too. So it's got kind of, it all kind of goes together. And same thing on this side. Got this room over here too, kind of really tight to the bridge there. But alright, so we got that in place. I really want to turn off my light that I've used all the time. I've really washing things off. So I think what I'm going to do is add some actual real lights in here. Unfortunately, I can't throw things away. My inventory's been filling up. What I've been doing after a while is just kind of build up or restart the session sometimes, or just try to throw a lot of things away. Now, what kind of light fixtures should we use here? I use these on the other ones. I don't know. Maybe I'll go old school, or I could try to go with like the roundy ones. So we've got kind of some designated locations for lights that will line up to the blockwork here. So we could put a light there. Let me put in the settings on this light. I can see my cursor. There it is. Okay, so just do a very standard light right now. I'll do a range of 20, change the angle a little bit more, and set it to this blue color here. Now the next one I place will match the settings of that one. I don't know how many lights I really want in here, but we could fit 4, which is kind of a lot. And I can't, oh no, we can't. I can't put one over there. Okay, yeah, the 3 lights there. We turn off my light now. And let's adjust the game lighting. See what we're kind of looking like a little bit. Not really see much in shadows and things. I wonder if I got some video options that are turned down a little too far right now. Do have like this off. Let me turn on some of this stuff so I can at least kind of grasp what it should look like. Shadow quality is on high. Okay, alright. Alright, so as I put those lights here, I was going to run some pipe or something up here. And they're right in the way now. Just trying to think on what could be put there that could look alright. You know, boxes is another option too. They actually look pretty good and could break up some things on here. I guess I still can't see very well. Here, you know what I'm going to do? One of these lights, how about the one in the center? And we're going to change it from being a spotlight to not being a spotlight. But I'll also lower the intensity down by 1. I'll increase the range up to 40 on this one. And that's kind of usually how I do the lights. So you got like some spotlights and some non-spotlights to complement them. And then I think you usually end up with the best looking lighting that way on what you can do. Now they're all the same color too. I could fluctuate with that a little bit. All right, let's try to do like as in the actual race of this build. I haven't really fully figured that out yet, but for right now, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go steal a human color palette, and I'll start there. I might change the colors though in the palette, but I want to get a recent creation, so I'm going to bring in the Makar a second. I'll just bring in the, yeah, we'll bring in the one I can move, I guess. Let me put that here. And the whole point I'm spawning this right now is to just steal the color palette. So I'm going to get here. That's already selected. Hold down Shift. Select on the last one. That highlights them all. Hit copy. Hit OK. Escape out of it. Go to the new build. Go to configure. It's already there. Do the same thing. Hold down Shift, hit the lower, and hit paste. And now we just move the color palette here. So that will be helpful. So yeah, I just want to kind of paint this a little bit. For now, too, I am going to remove a lot of these. So I can get in there and paint them and all that fun stuff. I'll leave those for now. Alright, let's start with this side. Alright, so around the edges here, I'm thinking a highlight color. Now, a lot of these colors I may change, again, on the palette to make them look a little bit different, but also it would be like you could make it standard human colors if you wanted, but I'm going to try to make a new palette for this. It just kind of uses some existing ones here. So let's do a little painting while we're at it here. Try to establish a bit of a theme. And what I'm doing is just kind of painting a lot of this inside stuff right now. Make a bit of a border trim here. Really will change the look of everything. Go with regular steel plates here. Maybe some will work out. Something like that. I do wish I could kind of do a little something more with this. In fact, you know those LCDs I put over these? Nah, I shouldn't do that. Yeah, I should leave that all open. I could, like, put the LCD... nah, never mind. It just doesn't work. I'm going to black out or make it pretty dark around the edges here. I think. Let's just run that up like that. So I know this month's challenge. This I actually totally blew past the challenge date on this one. So this will just be a regular release and not part of a challenge or anything like that. Next month's challenge is to build a starter CV. Tactically, this might be able to qualify for that, but it's going to be kind of hot on the high end for starter. Although it could be stripped down a lot, but it's still going to be a little more expensive. I think it's going to be more expensive than the Makar was as well. Okay, so we've got some of that painted there. You know what I kind of want to do on the top here? Let's do some texture lights. So I'll use my texture light color here. And I guess just like something like that for now. Right above. Oh, I can't do that there though. That's a problem with this. Is like some places I can do it, and some places I can't quite do it. And you know, I really should We paint these two. Oops. Okay, and then these were insides. I think that would cover it. And then let's go with the dark gray here. All right, so this part on the inside here, thinking about two-toning the colors a little bit. Let's go with so I've got these two shades are close. This one's brighter than this one, so I'm thinking let's try to go with the brighter one here on this row. It's very subtle between the differences though. They're close. And then this top row, let's go to this one. I'll try to use regular metal here and see what's. Run that around like that. There's the inside too. A little bit experimental on how I'm painting it right now. Well, I wouldn't say experimental, but not sure exactly what's going to look the best yet. There's some of the lines that aren't working out, and let's get some other textures in here too. This might be a good place for a big light. Like that. All right, so now we got this top area here. Wonder if I shouldn't go to a darker tone yet there. Just trying to see what happens with all these different colors going on the area around here. We have red on the bottom, so that's why I didn't want to do red necessarily up here too. Enough red. Okay. Paint that whole row in there. And let's put some alt textures in some of these places here too. Like that. Not sure about this, how I'm darkening this part here. Anyway, these need, well, this does need to be very dark though, right here. So I usually use a very smooth texture for it, like this or something, because essentially LCD will be located there and going over the controller. Oh, let's just see what that does for it. Yeah, I don't know if I quite like that yet. Might not look right until you get the floor in place too. Now the floor is going to be a little tricky because I've got cargo extensions in places, which I'm not going to be able to paint correctly on how I would normally do the rest of the floor, but I can put these in there. So what I'm going to try to do is do a row like this, so it's relatively uniform on both sides here, and then we can do something different in the middle. Yeah, I can't use the standard texture I want to use. Like over here, I might go with something like that, but I can't do it in those other locations. So let's just put in some panels, I guess, for now. Just run that straight through here. I don't like how this is lining up over there. It's bothering me. I'm not sure how to fix it though either. Unless I move that whole controller or this whole rig here one way or the other or something to make it line up better. Alright, let's do the let's get this top part in place too. Oh, actually, in the inside of this. So, problem with this is I gotta pick a texture that's universal between both cargo extensions and the standard blocks. And that's rough because I can't use like any of this stuff over here and very few of these to make this work. I kind of wonder if I shouldn't embrace some other kinds of metals in here too. Let's go fairly dark. No, that doesn't do anything for it. Let's not go fairly dark. How about lighter? I don't want to do something kind of snazzy up here, but because it's mixed between the two different things, God, there's hardly going to be any options. Maybe I go really dark, like, and mix the textures. Like maybe there's a little bit of that in there, and then there's just trying things, and then maybe like a little that next to it or something. There, that there. Okay, so what I don't like is my color change between this row and that other row. It's not doing anything for this, so I think what I'm going to do is replace that color so it matches, goes up along here. Just wasn't working. This was actually supposed to be lighter here too. Some jaggies. I have up there, so I do have a darker tone up there. Yeah, it should go away. Alright, so how to detail these areas a little bit more. Let's try to look at textures here. So we could, so I don't like to run two of these next to each other. I hate doing that, but I want something here. And that ain't gonna line up how I want it to. I want the other side of that texture. That could, however, work. Yeah, that looks alright. Yeah, maybe over here we will try because it's wider. We'll do a little bit different. Put those on those sides, that on that side. Yeah, it could probably work. Alright. So, next part. Okay, back to the ceiling. That's how I want to do it. I'm going to go pretty dark here. I'm going to put in, how about a bunch of those facing that direction, right across the top here, on both sides. Okay, and then what I want is a lighter tone going across the bottom here, so maybe like a regular medium gray. I'm going to fix up a lot of the jiggies here first. Let's just put this in ceiling top there. Man, all the jiggies. That's actually, sometimes the line formations can kind of work. that kind of lines up there. Maybe I'll leave that one chunk, but get rid of the rest of it. Tons of light. Let's put something like that. I'll probably end up getting rid of that anyway in the end, but humor it. Okay, so we were using, it was that tone there, so I missed some right over here. Okay. Alright, so I want this. Let's go lighter here. I want that bottom row to stick out a little bit. I like to do this with some form of lighting on too, so you can kind of see the differences a little bit. Not super crystal clear, but something at least. See if there's any more jiggies in there. That's pretty good. Okay, so now this row needs to be fairly dark. And we'll go with a different texture here entirely. That is the best texture for it. Okay, let's fix the rest of this here too. We're actually using this tone. Maybe I should try to stick some vents or something in here. Yeah, there's a little contrast going in here, I think. And let's change the color of the rest of that to now the backside. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tone that down to a darker gray here. Try to force shadows. But it's still lighter than the side pieces there. You know what? Let's paint it first. Got them all. So on the ceiling, not sure about my tone right there. Seems like it's a little bit too bright. And I do prog around with this stuff quite a bit too when I'm doing these. Sometimes put in one color, look at it a little bit, change it. It's a lot of work sometimes, but can make a pretty big difference. Alright, so we got the insides. Oh, no, we don't. Don't have the insides of these pieces. Oh, they all backwards. Oh, they are. Alright, let's try to fix that up a little bit. I think I can do it fairly quickly, though. Oops. I don't quite do that. Let's steal that block. Can I? No, I don't think I could. I don't think it's possible. I wanted to, like, rotate. Oh, wait a minute. No, I don't think there is a way to flip that around. The ones on this side, I might be able to paint the insides. No. Wait a minute, what's going on here? Yeah, that's not going to work. I was going to, basically, I wanted to rotate these so I could try to paint the insides of these blocks a different color, but their alignment is going to prevent that from happening. because they have to be on that side, on either side. So that's kind of where the problem is. All right, so over here, I just kind of black. Oh, not that color, that shade. Black out that a little bit. Put in a little something there. Oh, I don't have a block in there. Missing block. So let's grab a block in there for now. So we got the bottom of this now too. Starting to take shape. The lighting's looking kind of like crap, but how dark will the outside? Kind of light, yeah. So let's darken this up even more. Trying to get a grasp on what it's going to look like with lighting in here. Yeah, let's get this filled in too. That would probably be that color eventually to detail that area up pretty soon. Alright, so inside of the base. Again, this can be annoying because it's a mixture of cargo extension textures and regular block textures, which is going to be problematic again. I mean, I really would like to use some of this, but then I can't over on that part. Well, okay, let's do something. This one works, so I'm gonna try to change how the formations are being done a little bit here. Let's try to run a couple of those up on each wall. It's about time to get rid of these two. Oh, I don't have a back wall in this area yet. Yeah, that's something I had to build out back over here yet. All right. So trying to do it kind of weird, so maybe I could paint the centers in differently, on the sides or something. Still ain't gonna work very well. Okay, I'm gonna go one tone up and just do, like, I guess smooth metal here. I don't really have much in options. Get rid of some of the jiggies. Just do that too. Those two, that one, and in the center. Guess we'll just do the same thing here, going right across the whole bay. There's a wall here. Color those. Wish I had some bites in here, but again, I can't do it because of the cargo extensions I got up in there. Oh well. Okay, so back side of this. It's gonna go with the same color, I think, on the back. The same way. I know you probably won't see this much at all, but it's just one of those things. Rather have it there than not. figure out how it's going to be on the inside over here later. When the parts get put in place. Okay, so we got the walls. Got to deal with that. Now I think all I really can do here too is more smooth metal. But I do the same tone as the constructor. And we're missing some across the top. Bottom trim here. About that. Oh, it's perfect. Vent there. A couple of things like that there. And just roll across there for now. Let's start. More fix-ups here. All messed up. Okay. Yeah, isn't that piping idea? It's, I don't know. Something's wrong here too. Why does that look so bright there versus here? I think I don't need that. It is that color. Well, I guess it is the same color there. Didn't look like it, probably because of the lighting. Alright, so next part, let's try to get some extra little details in here. Just kind of focusing on this one area on this video, I think, and not trying to move around too much. I don't know if I'm going to like that. I'm just trying to see if there's some of these things that could add just a little something to this area here. I don't know if we're better or worse, but I do have that universal top line there. I don't know if I like that or not. I'll try it. Easy to get rid of later. Don't like it. Okay, on the floor, help me finish painting this part of the floor. Just check that all the way up. Oh, it's automatic too. That, and a couple of those. Just put in some more flooring here. So any of these will extract. We don't. Okay, staircase. Typically what I do is I paint this outside like that, like that, and I usually will go for a slightly lighter tone with something like that for actual steps, and they kind of light up with that texture there. Do mix it up now and then though. That area in there. Okay, so next part. I want to do more with the floor in here. We got some room up here too, but gotta watch it with that controller there. Let me go, since I got the Makar here, I'm going to steal some LCDs. Let me get LCDs too. Equip. Just put some of those out for now. And I kind of use this as a ship just to grab all these these LCDs from. Works out pretty good. So yeah, that's what we want right here. So steal one of those right now. Get in here, Control A, Control C to copy it. So Control A selects all, Control C copies it, and then I just escape out of it. Go back over to the other creation here. And then we'll pop in some LCDs now. Put those one block above here. And this probably will be cargo bay 1 as well. Pop in that. Let's lower this down 1 block space. Cargo 1, 2, 3, and uh-oh. Oh, I can't put 1 there because of this. Oh, this is just messed up. I have to get back to that one. I might have to rearrange how this is. This is really bothering me. Just not centered. It just, Okay, well, anyway, I'll put in this one. Usually I do this later, but I figured why not just do it now when I'm doing this one room, just focusing on it. Change this to cargo bay 2. Down by 1 block. Cargo bay 3. Alright, so yeah, this is very human looking right now. This is exactly human color scheme. I guess that's what I'm painting it now, but again, I'm going to try to come up with an alt palette for it, but using the same palette, just change the colors so it's backwards compatible. So what I'm trying to do here now is see if I can get some more detail in here with some lines or something. Not that this looks wonderful either, but might look better than nothing. Alright, so I'll put in some more LCDs for these. These were the 640s, I think. Yeah, those are the 640s. So I'll do it. Well, no, let's just do that now. We can do that with these LCDs. Okay, so let's see, 640 bay 1 and 2. I hit Control V to paste this in, by the way, too, if you didn't know that. So we got that one. We want to change the storage size to 640. And we're going to say this is 641. Let's lower this down 1 block. 1 and 642. Alright, now this is lacking any kinds of deco or that kind of thing so far. So this can make a difference too. So let me grab some standardized deco things. I know there's a lot of new RE2 stuff too, but some of it works, you know, and some of it, I don't know. I don't like the fact that I can't paint a lot of these newer pieces. And maybe these are, I don't know if these are RE2 things or vanilla things, but a lot of these aren't. They're just bright and they don't fit like in the same theme as these other ones. But I like these because they make some light where these don't. And that's kind of what I'm looking at often here with these. But I would like to get something in these areas, and I've got a little bit of ceiling space. to put things. Maybe like something like, oh, but it's right in front of the light. Yeah. Oh, we can fit these all over actually. How about the other one here too? Okay, so I went with those, and now I'm gonna make these, I think, this orangey color. A little bit of contrast in here. Let's paint the pedestals darker. Yeah, this going right in front of that light isn't a really cool thing though. Alright, let's try to finish up this one area here. This will get more prettier. Look at the whole room area. Okay, so this last part, something I've been avoiding a little bit here. God, you know, what's bothered me is I can't get my LCD in there because this trim line is too close to it. The only way I can really fix that is to push this out further. Like if I had one more block space in here before that started, then it would all kind of work. But that would push it out into this hallway here on the other side that's already established. Which would be kind of nightmarish as well. And it does technically work. It's just, yeah, I can't put the LCD in or keep the trim, one of the two. So maybe I get rid of the trim here. It's gonna suck. I could put in the LCD easy enough. Excuse me. Easy enough then, no. Let's just try that. So this would be 4. Alright, so these end ones here, maybe if they were designated as like deconstructors and it looks a little bit different, maybe. Yeah, this just doesn't, nothing here lines up right. Black out the whole thing, I guess. And that's there. Alright, so this is still kind of weird here. I want to put something here badly, but I don't want to, I can't block that extension out or that controller out. And what could actually fit here? Let's put in some other parts, and this is gonna be problematic because I now filled up my inventory full of garbage. So, and then yeah, it's been broken for, I don't know, greater than 6 months on the trash button here. This also applies to the vanilla game. It's not a RE thing, but it's really unbelievably annoying and should have been fixed a long time ago already. Okay, so we've got that. And let's, you know, how about some cooking here? It's close to the bridge, so let's put in a fridge And maybe even a food processor. Now, one thing I've learned with fridges too is I like this one, but here's the thing: if you look at the storage space in this one, 1750, right? If I put in this uglier, big, bulky one, um, it's 4500. So I thought originally, I guess I never really looked at them. I thought they're the same. They're not. So you're penalized for using this one, this model, versus the other one. I don't think that's right either. That's kind of problematic. This might change though, even where I got this stuff at right now. Let's put that there, and I guess a good old full-size fridge there. All the junk laying on the ground now. All right, again, there's going to be a wall here that hasn't been built out yet. Okay, so let's do just a little bit more LCD stuff here. Let's go back to the Maycar and steal a couple more LCDs. Again, the Maycar was the first one that used all these kinds of LCDs. So I keep on going back to the ship to steal them, and I want this kind right now. So let's grab the constructor, deconstructor one. And so here's another thing I'm going to do. I'm going to first go to the P menu. I'm going to make a option here, info LCD. Okay, so then we'll put in, so we got to add in several of these. Probably should standardize them, put them in the corners. That this has to be 2 by 2. And we're gonna have to offset the X, is it? No. Z. No. Guess it is the Y, isn't it? For some reason I don't know why I thought it wasn't gonna be that. Is that it? Oh my goodness, I am so far off, it's ridiculous. What did I do? Oh, I raised the Z. There we go. No, oh, it just switched on me. Stay right there. Now we gotta move that out. There we go. Okay, so same thing on this one. That was X.5. 2. 2. Y. Minus 5. Okay, so now let's go to these LCDs. Signal logic, 17 input LCDs, which will make them disappear now. So I'll do the rest of those like off screen. Let me just turn on this P menu control then. Alright, so the only thing that's really bothered me at this point is the alignment of these double constructors at the end of this hallway, screwing up this stuff. And the only way I know to deal with this would be to try to like push this wall back and push this whole area out one more block, which would kind of fix it. And I'll have to think about that, but I'm gonna have to like redo a lot of things in the process to make that happen. But at least you got an idea kind of how these at least production areas usually get done up, and you can tell. I mean, if we go over to the Maycar, it's set up the same way. I did use a little bit of a different color in here, but same general idea. In fact, the Maycar uses the same blocks that I just used in this other creation as well, so it's not too different. standard human theme there. And you know, after all this stuff is done too, there'll be another round where I'm trying to tweak out lighting and try to get some extra detail in places and stuff like that. That has not taken place yet, but at least a little bit of this is kind of done up in the inside. I'm kind of looking forward to this room. It's got more space, more places to try to do things with, and I gotta do a little bit of part assessment too on what other parts do I want you to be able to put in this ship. Now, like the May car, I added a slot for a fusion reactor, and it never needed it, quite frankly. So I don't think this ship's gonna ever need it either. So I'm kind of steering towards leaving that out on this one. It will need a location for a gravity generator. Obviously, Wi-Fi is easy, but because they're small parts. But yeah, definitely Wi-Fi. All your utility functions. In fact, actually, before I finish up this video, let's try to do some part of utility function over here. So what I'm thinking about doing here is the armor locker, weapon, and yeah, armor locker, weapon locker, and the repair bay. So I guess I gotta try to throw out some things first. Let me do this. God, this part here just gets annoying here. It happens every time too. It's like you start out pretty clean, and then the more you build, the more blocks you need, and then you can't throw them out, and unless you do that, throw them on the ground. Really wish that one was fixed. That's not the only one. All right, so we've got this, and let's see, what do we see? That locker, that one. Strip that out. And let's have to retype this again, because it won't remember what you put there. That's just a weird, annoying thing too, I find. It loses your last search every single time. Okay, so you got 3 parts to place. Oh, that actually kind of does line up right there. Just looking at this profile right there, that actually kind of works. Except, you know what? I want to paint this first. I think that should be that color. And on the inside here, it should be red. Ceiling as well. I think that was that. No. This. Okay, so now sometimes it's kind of fun to play with this and rotate it different angles and stuff like that. In this case, I think it works just how it is, so I don't think I'm going to mess with it. But I do want these 2 pieces right next to it. Put that on top, and armor locker right below it. And paint the floor here. I forgot what color that was. That one there. Alright. Let's turn on the lights a little bit more. And yes, we have a part. Still got to do up the bridge and stuff like that. At least a little chunk here is kind of painted. A couple more parts placed. Yeah, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with this whole alignment problem here is gonna really bother me. I'm wondering if I can. Oh, I think I can too. I'm gonna have to rebuild like some storage, but maybe I'll push this in that way and out the other way. And I think I can still make a usable hallway in here. It's kind of big anyway. Feels too big for a hallway there. So I think that will help it as well. But other than that, yeah, I think I'll call this video right here. Just another kind of peek on things. I'm going to try to do some more things off screen on this build so I can get this thing done. I would like to start working on the starter CV challenge as well pretty soon. One suggestion was asking if I, wanted to do a creel creation again. It's been a while since I've done anything creel. I was actually thinking about a design for it. Granted, starter CVs typically end up being rectangles, but I'm gonna try to mix it up when I do get to it. But I probably shouldn't even start that build until this one is ready. If I can get some good jam time on this, I got a lot of work to do on this thing yet. Haven't started painting any of the hull or anything like that. It's really weird the way I've been building this one. It's kind of like I've never really tried to plan out some interior before the hull was like done, and this one I did. And it really kind of messed me up. I got to a point where I was just like, man, nothing's like working out. Like, I don't like how this is flowing and this is flowing. And I still got one other design thing I want to incorporate on here. And I'm thinking if this ship were to be really useful for what I would want to use it for, at least, being, well, kind of a base, obviously, but also like a mining utility type of thing. There'll be situations where you'd want to set this on a planet somewhere and then go out about your business doing things with either HVs or SVs. Maybe attacking POIs or mining or something like that. The problem is SVs no problem because you got the big flight deck up here. You can park a lot of SVs. HVs, big problem. Doesn't have any place to put an HV on it. And that is, unless you can like get it on top of here, but yeah, that's I don't even know if that's possible unless you're parked next to a mountain or something. So what I wanted to do is try to design out some kind of resting spot in this general area that's kind of below, that can attach to this hallway doorway. You go into the module bay here. That's open air, so it's not walled off. It has a couple landing areas down here for HVs that you can drive up and park them at. And I got to figure out the design yet on that. So that's another little thing I got to deal with on this build here sooner or later. It's just something I wanted to have. I could probably do a pretty lightweight design. It can be built out of carbon. Use some big ramps or something like that. So it doesn't have to be a lot. It's just, it really, I mean, I would hate to, not have that functionality of being with the parks and things, that, especially HVs on it. It would kind of suck. Also, as in the farming thing, if this was, I know I was kind of gearing this towards not doing any growing, but I mean, honestly, there is room, especially if I were to utilize a lot of this area here for a farm. I could put in a reasonably good size grow plot area, probably at least 54 grow plots, maybe up to the 72 range, somewhere in there. So that's possible. Let me know what you think on that one, though, on whether you think it ought to have any grow plots or not. Again, I wanted this to be like the Janus, or basically it's a base. It's an early game base, and believe it or not, it shouldn't. When I strip all these parts and the thrusters out of this, it should be fairly cheap. You'll need more resources than other starter CVs and stuff like that, but it's just like basic resources. It's not gonna be like, oh god, you got to get all this stuff going. And then obviously, like those other creations that you do the same thing with, the make car included. You just kind of add parts. You use it as a base in a production place early game for a relatively affordable price, and then you slowly upgrade it to get it flyable and CV worthy, and then you start going places with it, and use it as your ship. And I did that in this in the last playthrough. There, I used the make car for exactly that, and it works. I mean, to the end of the game, it's just still using the ship. There's no reason to replace it, because now if it were just a straight up player base, I would have ditched it a long time ago. It'd be on some planet a long ways away that I'll never go back to. But because it's a CV, I can use it. I mean, the only side effect of that is you can't put furnaces in a CV, which Kind of wish you could, but other than that, I don't really have any locations for. Nah, no, not even sure what I was trying to say there. But anyway, that's kind of where it's at right now. A lot more work needs to be done, but it's sort of kind of getting the general idea in. I'll have to mess around with alternative color palette for this too. I did kind of want this to be and feel a little more industrial, and here I am doing it like straight up 100% standard human color scheme right now, and maybe that's a mistake too. But or maybe I'll just make a human version and then put a alt color palette. We'll see. Other than that, y'all have yourself a great day, and I'll talk to you later.